Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories, a tense update on the Strait of Hormuz and a new FDA vaccine approval. To help you follow today's episode, full transcripts and vocabulary lookups are available at LinguaWire.com. Strait of Hormuz talks and a possible new shipping route. Now we go to Owen, our LinguaWire correspondent for World Affairs.
Iran says it has an agreement with Oman on a shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz. Officials say it is still in final stages.
So this is not finished yet, but it does seem to be moving ahead.
Exactly. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman said the route's coordinates were agreed with Oman, but he gave no full details. He also said the deal alone would not guarantee safe passage through the strait.
So the message is progress, but no real promise of safety.
Yes, and that matters because the Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important shipping routes. About a fifth of global oil and liquefied natural gas usually passes through it.
And right now, traffic there is still badly disrupted.
It is. Since the conflict with the U.S. and Israel, Iran has mostly blocked the strait. The report says Iran also said ships need clearance before passing, and it attacked vessels that ignored that order.
So this new route sounds more like a temporary fix than a full reopening.
That is fair. Iran's deputy foreign minister later said the new route would be temporary and could stay open for 2 to 4 months. He gave no more details.
And there is still a bigger dispute behind all this, isn't there?
Yes, one major issue is money. Iran has been asking for fees of 5% to 7% of the price of cargoes from ships using the strait. Oman is discussing around 3%, while Washington wants no fees at all.
So the disagreement is not only about security, but also about control and cost.
Exactly. The report says the deal would also give Tehran control over ships entering the Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz. That would be a very sensitive point for the U.S. and its allies.
Oil prices already moved a little on the news, didn't they?
They did. Brent crude edged lower on Thursday, down 0.3% to 79.24 in morning Asian trade. That shows how closely markets are watching every sign of progress or failure in these talks.
And the U.S. response has been very direct.
It has. President Donald Trump warned that Iran would be hit very hard if the strait did not open very soon. At the same time, senior U.S. officials said talks had progressed enough for shipments to potentially resume later this week.
But Iran is still denying direct talks with the U.S.
Yes, Iran says it is not negotiating with Washington and has no plans to do so, right now we have a possible route, temporary language, and a lot of tension still in place.
That last point is important. This is not peace. It is more like a way to ease pressure on a very dangerous waterway. Moderna's new flu vaccine gets FDA approval. Now we go to Sophie, our LinguaWire correspondent for health.
The FDA has approved Moderna's mRNA seasonal flu vaccine, and that is a big step for the company's vaccine program.
This is about adults over 50, right?
Yes, Moderna sought approval for people aged 50 and older. The vaccine, called mFlusiva, should be available for that group in the 2026 to 2027 respiratory illness season.
So the decision is about both age and timing.
Exactly. The FDA first said it would not review the application. Later, it changed course and agreed to review the shot after Moderna promised another study after market launch.
That is an unusual path for a new medicine.
It is, and it shows how much debate surrounds mRNA technology. Moderna's chief executive said the approval gives seniors a new option. He also said the company's mRNA platform supports scientific innovation.
What did the trial actually show?
In a trial of people aged 50 to 64, the mRNA vaccine caused 27% fewer confirmed flu cases than the standard vaccine. Safety was about the same, but more people on Moderna's vaccine reported side effects.
Were those side effects serious?
The report says they were mostly mild and lasted 2 days or less. That detail matters because it helps people weigh the benefit against the short-term discomfort.
And for people over 65, the picture is different.
Yes, a high-dose flu vaccine is now recommended for that group. Moderna says it will collect data this winter and send it to the FDA. It wants approval to stay for older adults.
So this is not the end of the process, just an important step.
Right. And it also comes in a political climate where Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has criticized the mRNA platform. Last year, his department canceled at least $500 million in mRNA vaccine funding.
That makes the approval feel bigger than one company or one flu shot.
It does. It is also a sign that vaccine policy, public trust, and scientific evidence are still pulling in different directions. For learners, this story shows how one approval can sit inside a much larger debate.
First, 3 words from the Strait of Hormuz story. The strait, a narrow waterway between 2 pieces of land. In the story, it meant the Strait of Hormuz, the route ships use. For example, the ship waited outside the strait. Temporary, lasting for a limited time. In the story, it meant the new route was short-term, not permanent. For example, we found a temporary solution. Fee, money you pay for a service or use. In the story, it was the charge Iran wanted ships to pay. For example, the hotel added a small fee. Now the grammar point, be going to. We use be going to when we talk about a future plan or something we expect to happen. Iran says the new route is going to be temporary. Moderna says it is going to collect data this winter. Repeat after me, is going to be temporary. New this month, the LinguaWire Field Guide. For every news theme, it gives you the 50 key words to know, the most important verbs and conjugations that cover 90% of the full month's news podcast episodes, and lesson sheets on the fundamentals, how sentences are built, how the articles work, with flashcard practice to test yourself on all of it. Find it at linguawire.com/guide.